All right, welcome back to game number 151 of the Pub Trivia Group podcast. This is part 2 of this game. If you haven't already played part 1, I encourage you to start with that, but I guess you can go out of order. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if you go out of order. I'm not going to have anything revealing in here, but I guess technically you're supposed to start at part 1. You do you. All right, round number 4, list them. So today's list inspired by Jose, who loves Halloween. Now, maybe that means more like the scary stuff, scary movies, decorating. I don't know. I'm going to take it as Jose probably enjoys Halloween candy, because who doesn't enjoy Halloween candy? My kids have already had a couple of trunk or treats, which, by the way, trunk or treats are like the best invention ever. I don't understand why we didn't have those in the 90s. My kids have already had a couple of trunk or treats, and I have definitely instituted the dad tax on my kids. I have definitely had my fair share of some of my favorite candies. So anyway, I have a list of the best-selling Halloween candy in the United States on Instacart in October 2024. So Instacart published some information on which candies were ordered in October of 2024. I'm looking for you to identify the top 5 ranked candies on that list. That list, of course, was published by Food and Wine this year of 2025. So again, I'm looking for you to identify the top 5 best-selling Halloween candies in the United States. This list came from Instacart, who published their best-selling candies in October 2024. It was then published by Food and Wine earlier this year. Anyway, identify the top 5 best-selling Halloween candies in the United States. Now, to identify the top 5 Halloween candies, the top 5 best-selling Halloween candies in the United States, you get to make 7 guesses in any order, and you'll be awarded 2 points for each correct answer. Now, got a couple of bonus points for you. I'm going to offer 1 bonus point if you can identify the top-ranked non-chocolate candy. If you can identify the top-ranked non-chocolate candy, you get 1 bonus point. That non-chocolate candy may or may not be in your top 5. You'll also get a bonus point if you can identify the state which ordered the most candy per capita, 50% more than the national average. So one state far and away ordered more candy than the rest of the country. We're talking per capita. So don't just guess very populous places. It might be a very populous place, but think per capita. Which state per capita orders a lot of candy? Again, for list them, get 2 points each. Identify the top 5 best-selling candies in the United States, October 2024. You get to make 7 guesses in any order. Bonus point if you can identify the top-ranked non-chocolate candy. Again, that top-ranked non-chocolate candy may or may not be in the top 5. You can guess whatever that is. Try to identify a non-chocolate candy that you think is number 1. And then number two, identify the state that per capita ordered way more candy than any other state. All right, talk this over. Pause now. I'm going to reveal the answers as soon as you press play. All right, let's do this. I got the top 10 best-selling Halloween candies in the United States. It's making me hungry. It's making me think I need to do the dad tax on the kids' Halloween candy just a little bit more. Number 10. Oh, I love these ones. Haribo Gold Bears. I love Haribo Gold Bears. Number 10. No points for number 10. But pat yourself on the back if you guessed Haribo Gold Bears, because they're pretty good. Number 9. Also no points for number 9. But I love this one too. Twix. Number 8. Also a good one. Our international audience might know this as the Mars bar, but we call it the Milky Way. Still no points for you if you guessed number 8, but pat yourself on the back because you were close. 7, again, no points yet for 7, but 7 would be the Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bar. Solid. Number six, one of my all-time favorites. Maybe my all-time favorite, actually. Definitely in my top 2. Sour Patch Kids. Sour Patch Kids at number 6. Still no points for you, but pat yourself on the back if you guessed Sour Patch Kids. Now we're to the top 5. Give yourself 2 points for each one of these that you got. And these are some good ones. Number 5, Snickers. Snickers are great. For sure in my top 5. I love a good Snickers bar. Number 4, my wife's favorite, or at least one of her favorites. I'd say this is in my wife's top 2. The Kit Kat. Good stuff. Number 3, good stuff, M&M's. M&M's at number 3. I think I prefer number 2, peanut M&M's. Just a little bit more exciting. So peanut M&M's at number 2, regular M&M's at number 3. And then number 1, also one of my favorites, also one of my wife's favorites. I think everyone who's not allergic at least loves the peanut butter cup, the Reese's peanut butter cup. So 2 points each: Snickers, Kit Kat, M&M's, peanut M&M's, and then the Reese's peanut butter cup. As far as the bonus points go, 1 bonus point if you identified Sour Patch Kids as the number 1 selling non-chocolate candy in the United States. Sour Patch Kids. Extra point if you identified Sour Patch Kids as the number 1 non-chocolate candy. And then the state that per capita consumes the most candy, or at least orders the most candy, at least on Instacart. Not to stereotype, probably not ordering a lot of alcohol in this state. So your parties compensate for the lack of beer and wine. Some Halloween candy would go a long way. Utah. Shout out Utah. Far and away orders the most Halloween candy, at least on Instacart. There you have it. That was round number 4. Listum, I got one more for you. Round number 5, short answer themes. Here we go. Round number 5, short answer themes. This next round contains 10 items with answers related to a common theme. I teach at a high school. I have to do it. I especially have to do this before the trend goes away forever, because already a bunch of cringy podcasters and news anchors have already caught on that the 6-7 trend, we've already caught on to the 6-7 trend. So I think the kids are going to stop doing it. But at least up until today, the kids very into just saying 6-7. Ha, ha, ha. I saw it in the Packer game last night too. Sunday Night Football, Packers, Steelers. My Packers prevailed. Go Pack Go. Someone did the 6-7 on the field. Again, 6-7, such a silly trend. It's about to be gone forever. So I need to immortalize it in my trivia rounds at least once. Today's theme, 6-7. Each of these answers has either 6 or 7 somewhere in their name. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Item number 1, founded in Dallas as Totem Stores, this chain adopted its current name in 1946 as it sought to emphasize its then unusual hours of operation. All right, number 2, established in 1980 after the failed rescue attempt during the Iran hostage crisis and named to confuse Soviet intelligence, this elite unit made international headlines in 2011. All right, number 3, I'm going to butcher the author's last name, so I apologize. But published in 1989, this Stephen R., is it Covey or Covey? Stephen R., I'm going to go Covey. Published in 1989, this Stephen R. Covey book outlines 7 principles for personal and professional growth, beginning with be proactive. I probably should have been more proactive on figuring out how to say the author's name. Oops. All right, number 4. This series premiered on the WB in 1996 and ran for 10 seasons before transitioning to the CW for its final year, holding the distinction as the longest running show in the WB's history. What is that show? Number 5, released in 1999, this film zooms in on the character Cole as he delivers the foreshadowing line that AFI ranked as the 44th greatest movie quote of all time. Number 6, premiering in 1937, this is the world's first full-length cell animated feature film. Number 7, referenced in a 2000 song by Jacob Dylan's band, this major New York City road was renamed Avenue of the Americas by Mater. Tongue twister, I guess. No, it's not. I'm just bad with words. All right, I'm going to start number 7 over. All right, number 7, referenced in a 2000 song by Jacob Dylan's band. This major New York City road was renamed Avenue of the Americas by Mayor LaGuardia in 1945, though the name never caught on. Number 8, this parlor game was invented by 3 college students in 1994. As its popularity grew, its namesake initially felt it was ridiculing him, but eventually embraced it, even naming his charity after the game. If the game was expanded to include podcasters, Sam's number would be 3. What are we talking about? All right, number 9. This 18th century conflict between European powers ended largely in Britain's favor, but at great cost, leading them to raise taxes on its American colonies and setting the stage for unrest. And then number 10, formed in the early 1970s and readopting its current name in 2014, this group most recently met at a resort in Alberta for its 51st summit last June and is scheduled to meet again in June 2026 in France. All right, you know the drill. Pause now if you want more time. I'm going to go over those again, and then I'm going to reveal the answers. Here we go. Founded in Dallas as Totem Stores, this chain adopted its current name in 1946 as it sought to emphasize its then unusual hours of operation. Yeah, stores just didn't used to be open that late. 7-Eleven stayed open until, assuming 11. So 7-Eleven, of course, featuring a 7. All right, number 2, established in 1980 after the failed rescue attempt during the Iran hostage crisis and named to confuse Soviet intelligence, this elite unit made international headlines in 2011. Yeah, I'm no military historian. I want to say I read that there was a SEAL Team 1 and a SEAL Team 2. And so this new elite group was called SEAL Team 6 to make the Soviets think that there was a 3, a 4, and a 5. So SEAL Team 6, of course, making headlines in 2011. SEAL Team 6 also with a 6 in their name. All right, number 3, published in 1989. This Stephen R. Covey book outlines several principles for personal and professional growth, beginning with be proactive. And then again, sorry, Stephen, if I said your last name wrong. Or actually, your name might be Stefan, in which case I said, maybe I said both your first name and your last name wrong. That would be embarrassing of me. Again, I should have taken your advice and been more proactive. I definitely was given this book, I think, in middle school. Maybe it was high school. To try to inspire me. Who knows? Maybe that's the reason I went on to become a Z-list podcaster. Was the advice I got from this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Of course, with a 7. All right, number 4. Excuse me. I think I gotta. Honestly, I was just talking about the dad tax for Halloween candy. I think a little piece of a peanut M&M just got caught in my throat. That's embarrassing. But the dad tax, it's a good thing for my dads out there. Make sure you get your fair share of Halloween candy. Moms too. There can be a mom tax too. All right, number 4. This series premiered on the WB in 1996 and ran for 10 seasons before transitioning to the CW for its final year, holding the distinction as the longest running show in the WB's history. Seventh Heaven with a 7. All right, number 5, released in 1999. This film zooms in on the character Cole as he delivers the foreshadowing line that AFI ranked as the 44th greatest movie quote of all time. I see dead people. I didn't do that justice, but I see dead people from The Sixth Sense with a 6. All right, number 6, premiering in 1937. This is the world's first full-length cell animated feature film. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves with a 7. So that was 6. Now here's 7. Referenced in a 2000 song by Jakob Dylan's band, this major New York City road was renamed Avenue of the Americas by Mayor LaGuardia in 1945, though the name never caught on. Jakob Dylan's band, of course, the Wallflowers, their song 6th Avenue Heartbreak. The answer, 6th Avenue. All right, number 8. This parlor game was invented by 3 college students in 1994. As its popularity grew, its namesake initially felt it was ridiculing him, but eventually embraced it, even naming his charity after the game. If the game was expanded to include podcasters, Sam's number would be 3. Which I'm pretty proud of the number 3, given that I am such a Z-lister, as I've brought up multiple times today. We, of course, are referring to the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. So that typically just counts for movies and shows, but if it counted for podcasts, I hosted, as a guest, I hosted AJ Jacobs of The Puzzler, who's like a real podcaster, and an accomplished author. He has been on the Dax Shepard Armchair Expert podcast, which has hosted Kevin Bacon. So I'm 3 degrees. I'm 3 degrees that way. I believe I'm also 3 degrees if you kind of intertwine podcasts and shows, television shows, because AJ Jacobs, which really all my degrees of separation would be through hosting AJ Jacobs just once. He was also on The Daily Show once, and Kevin Bacon has been on The Daily Show. Kevin Bacon actually went on The Daily Show with, right? Kevin Bacon went on The Daily Show with the guys that made this game. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Anyway, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon with a 6. Cool. All right, number 9. Number 9, this 18th century conflict between European powers ended largely in Britain's favor, but at great cost, leading them to raise taxes on their American colonies and setting the stage for unrest. We all know how that went. That would be the 7 Years' War, which of course sort of set the stage for the American Revolution. And then number 10, formed in the early 1970s and readopting its current name in 2014, this group most recently met at a resort in Alberta for its 51st summit last June and is scheduled to meet again in June 2026 in France. Yeah, that would be the G7. So there you have it. 10 items, all with either 6 or 7 in their name. Sorry, I had to do that. Although already this trend is going to be gone by next week. Already the trend is going to be gone by next week. The kids just introduced it to me, assuming that I was just going to roll my eyes at it or not get it. They didn't expect that I was going to start working it into my lessons. Pretty proud of some of the ways I did it. I had them cite a source for an MLA. I had them cite a source the other day, and I sort of rigged it so that they needed to cite pages 6 through 7 in their MLA citation. I was pretty proud of myself for that one. They were less enthused. Let's just say that. They were less enthused. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for playing, especially if you played both parts, all 5 rounds. That's a lot of trivia for just 1 week. If you're ever interested in playing live, my next live game is going to be Friday, November 21st. We always play at 8 p.m. Central. If you want to play, find us on Facebook. I always send the invites over Facebook. you're not a Facebook person, we had a really cool couple just email me the other day asking if I could hook them up, let them play along, because we don't use Facebook for anything other than the invites. Everything else we just stream on YouTube, and then you just send in your answers. So we had a couple that emailed me, and I hooked them up, gave them the YouTube link. They played along that way. So that was really cool. Anyone can play. This past week we started a little bit late, but we had a little bit over 10 teams. Sometimes we have as many as 20 teams. It's really cool. It's a good way to interact with the people that listen to the podcast. So I really enjoy it. I really like kind of getting to know all of you out there. Make our communication a little bit more two-way rather than just me blabbing all the time. Anyway, I appreciate you all. Thank you for letting me be your trivia host, or at least one of your trivia hosts. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a wonderful Halloween. I hope, that you're just having a great week, having a great fall so far. All right, everybody. Thanks for playing. Peace out. Pod on, you nerds. I'll see you next time.